Here's my one audience member. Imagine taking a drink of water that looks completely clear, but inside there are thousands of invisible pieces of plastic carrying chemicals into your body that cause harm over time. At the West Tennessee River Basin Authority, I've worked on water quality monitoring, and recently I've worked to detect and measure microplastics in our streams, rivers, lakes, and wetlands across the region. The issue affects everyone because microplastics are in bottled water, tap water, and other water sources worldwide. Microplastics are contaminating our food and water, and while scientists are still learning the full impact, we already know they can carry harmful chemicals and metals into our bodies. First, I'll explain where all microplastics have been observed in our environment. Next, I will describe the solutions to reduce the plastic pollution. And finally, I will show why acting now is essential. According to the World Health Organization, more than 90% of bottled water and tap water sampled worldwide contain microplastics. Researchers have found them in human blood, lungs, and even in the placenta. This image shows everywhere the microplastics have been detected within the body. A 2024 study by the American Chemical Society's Journal of Environmental Science and Technology showed that microplastics can absorb PFAS chemicals and release them during digestion. The Harpeth River Conservancy, a conservation group located here in Tennessee, reports that these particles are common among our lakes and rivers. The sources are from everyday packaging, synthetic clothing, and personal care products. In this slide, you can see the main types of microplastics that they have discovered in our waters. And we have confirmed these through our research at the River Basin Authority. Even though this problem is widespread, there are steps we can take to reduce the risk. Countries like the Netherlands have began installing water filters at all of their stormwater and wastewater treatment facilities, intercepting microplastics before they reach the rivers and later into their drinking water. Companies should be responsible for materials that shed microplastics, including synthetic fibers and tire dust. Individuals can help by reusing reusable containers, buying fewer packaged products, and choosing natural fibers. You can also install household water filters to help remove microplastics from your drinking water. These actions will not solve the problem completely, but they're an important start. If nothing changes, we may face a future where every meal or glass of water contains plastics that carry toxic chemicals. Children could be born with these particles already in their bodies. As contamination builds, we could see increased chronic illnesses and environmental damage due to plastics. Once microplastics are in the environment, they're nearly impossible to remove. Even though the research is still evolving, we already know enough to act. Some people like to point that the World Health Organization has said that there is not yet enough evidence to prove that microplastics cause damage to the human body. However, researchers have confirmed that these particles are in our bodies, and studies like the one in the ACS journal show that they can release harmful chemicals. Waiting for the perfect data only means more exposure over time. Microplastics are not just a problem in our oceans. They're in our rivers, our drinking water, and our bodies. I encourage everyone here to start with small steps, like using fewer disposable plastics, installing a household water filter, and supporting policies to reduce microplastic pollution. By doing this, we can avoid a future where invisible contaminants are a part of everyday life. You would never choose to sprinkle tiny pieces of plastic onto your food or water, but unless we act, that is exactly what is happening. Thank you. Here's the audience again. Thank you.
can edit